What's up, y'all? I'm Farrad.
How you guys doing? I'm Sammy.
Hi, I'm Mel, and
Justin. Yeah.
and today we're going to be talking about the e-tanks. Hello, our group is going to talk about e-tanks, more specifically the proper handling of e-tanks. E-tanks are the most commonly used gas tanks / cylinders in the hospital setting for the administration of oxygen. They can also be used for the transportation of medical gases.
E-tanks are recommended for medical gas therapy, as previously discussed. E-tanks carrying oxygen may be designated for oxygen therapy.
Presently, there are no contraindications for the usage of e-tanks. There are also no contraindications, neither relative nor absolute, for oxygen therapy.
First off, let's go over how to properly transport e-tanks. How are we meant to bring the e-tank to a room or patient? Well, we can't do this. Excuse me, sir. That's not the proper way to transfer e-tanks. Here is how we can correctly transport e-tanks to different places.
E-tanks will be stored in a dry and cool location like this. Nearby, there will be a no smoking sign. Procure your oxygen tank from the storage area and place it into the cart that will be nearby. Ensure the safety and security of the e-tank with the twisting key or straps if applicable.
Safety is #1 priority.
Your e-tank is now ready for transport.
Now that we know how to transport the e-tank, let's go over how to put on the regulator to administer oxygen to a patient.
Put in the regulator now.
Whoa, Sammy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh yeah. I have to crack the tank to eliminate any debris or any dust that is around here. Cracking the tank.
Let's throw it over to Justin to give us a rundown of the procedures of setting up the e-tank for administration to a patient.
Okay, so here we have a regulator. This controls the flow and pressure to the patient, either by the service pressure or the outflow right here, which you can attach with tubing. Here's how you attach it. So you make sure that the pins, come in close. The pins right here are gonna line up to the inserts right there. These are in positions 2 and 5, indicated for oxygen, as you can see from the green color of the tank. So, go back out now. So, here's how you attach it. You line up the pins and the holes, and make sure the washer is inside so that you don't have any leakage when you turn it on. So, go ahead and line it up with the washer on, if I can do it right. And then you screw it in. Okay. Now to make sure that there isn't any leakage, I'll go ahead and turn it on and listen for any air that might be coming out. And there we are.
Slow your roll, me. Why don't you show us what it's like without the little washer fella on?
So this is what it's going to sound like when you have the regulator on without the washer. You can hear the leaking, right? So, turn off. Turn it off. I'll just cut out me struggling. There's no air coming out, so there's no leaking. Now, if only I had a nasal cannula, so I could, oh, would you look at that? All right, so here's how you would attach a nasal cannula.
What is that?
So you put it right here on this little knob,
Read it over
and then you put it onto the patient. And to control the flow, you just twist this knob here. Right now it's on 0, and it could go up. So it goes from 0, 1.5, all the way up to 15. And you could really hear that flow coming out, right? Let's go ahead and turn that off. Now, what I'm gonna show is how to bleed the regulator when you're done, as to make sure that there is no more air inside. As you can see, I've turned off the air, and what we'll do now is bleed out the air. You don't really need the tubing. I guess you do. And you could just flow it out like that.
She had like the paper, the discussion.
And now there's no more air coming out. And you just remove it by doing the opposite thing you did earlier.
No.
So now that we know how to properly handle and set up the e-tank for usage, let's go over the various ways to transport a patient with an e-tank. Here we have a patient that is desatting with an RT taking notice.
He's desatting. We need oxygen stat. Sammy, bring the O2.
Here is what not to do with the e-tank in this situation. Really?
Yeah.
As you can see, the RT ran in cradling the O2 container like a baby and placed it next to the patient in distress. You are not supposed to do this because the e-tank may slip out of the gurney. Here is the correct way to place the e-tank next to the patient on the gurney.
Patient's desatting. Sammy, we need the O2 stat.
If we are to transport the patient on the gurney with an e-tank, this is what we should do.
Okay.
First, load the e-tank that is on the cart onto the foot of the bed. Some gurneys will have specific slots under the bed to store the tank. Always ensure the safety of your patient by putting up the guardrails before transport. Now you can move the patient around on the gurney.
When moving a patient that requires oxygen therapy, in this example CPAP, make sure you have a two-man team to move both the machine, if applicable, and the patient. If ambulatory, with proper training, the patient can move independently with the e-tanks.
And then do it in front of you. Here he goes.
Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully now you guys know how to properly handle e-tanks. Let's see it in action.
Oh, our classmate is going to
Hey, what's up, Sammy?
show you how to do
How you doing, man? I'm Farrad. I'm gonna be your RT for today. We need to check you down for some imaging. You're gonna get you some chest x-rays. Hey, Mel. Hey, would you mind bringing some oxygen so we can transport this patient?
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna crack the e-tank.
Thank you. Now that the tank is cracked, we're just gonna attach this regulator here. Make sure it's tight so we don't have any gas leaking. Turn the flow meter off. All right, Mr. Sammy, you ready for transport? Just gonna take this mask off of you for just a second. Turn this lighter off. Okay. Turn you back up to 5 liters per minute for your mask. How's that, sir?
Yeah, excellent.
All right, would you mind getting into this wheelchair so we can take you down? Now I'll push the patient if you'd like to. If you'd like to carry the cylinder. We don't need it.